and gentlemen, please remain standing if you are able for the singing of the national anthem led by the choir. As your Chancellor, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the University of Virginia's College at Wise 2025 Commencement Ceremony. I'm so pleased we are here together to celebrate the achievements of the graduates before us today. I'm delighted to welcome each of you as we witness and celebrate the class of 2025, as well as graduates from our Master's in Education degree. The UVA Wise Commencement Ceremony is patterned after a ritual that has been repeated over the centuries at higher education institutions across the world. The robes we wear and the symbols of the ceremony originated in the Middle Ages. The mace is the symbol of the authority of the university. However, the spirit of commencement is modern, always new, and always focused on the future. Your future graduates. Please join me in recognizing our distinguished guests. The Board of Visitors is the governing board of the University of Virginia and its divisions. The visitors guide us as we continue to grow and improve. Joining us today are Rector Robert Hardy, who we will hear from later in our program, and Board of Visitors Daniel Brody, Amanda Pillion, Chair of the Committee on WISE, Marvin W. Gillum Jr., Vice Chair of the Committee on WISE, and Student Representative Gregory Perryman. Also joining us today from UVA are Mark Llewellyn, Vice President for Advancement, and Dave Martell, Vice President for Communications and Chief Marketing Officer. I would also like to recognize UVA President Jim Ryan, who has also joined us and will share greetings on behalf of the University of Virginia. Also joining me on the platform are volunteer members of the UVA Wise Board who are excellent stewards for our college. College board members attending commencement today are Marcia Gillum, Chair of the College Board, Jimmy Atkins, Don Green, Leighton Harding, Fran Hunt, Dwayne Miller, Karen Mullins, Rhonda Perkins, and Ruby Rogers, and our student member of the board, Lane Bush. I'm pleased to acknowledge two other groups of dedicated volunteers who serve our college with enthusiasm and distinction: the UVA Wise Foundation Board and the UVA Wise Alumni Association Board. Alumni Association President William Stokes is with us today and will share greetings later in the program. Thank you for your ongoing support of the college. The college is also pleased pleased to have special guests, Virginia Senator Todd Pillion, Delegate Terry Kilgore, First Lady Suzanne Youngkin, and son Grant are here with us today. Thank you each for your service to the Commonwealth and Southwest Virginia. The University of Virginia was a lifelong dream of Mr. Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. UVA Wise is an extension of Mr. Jefferson's vision for higher education. We provide educational opportunity, economic development, and hope for a better future here in Southwest Virginia, throughout the Commonwealth, and across the Appalachian region. We believe, as did Mr. Jefferson, that an educated, reflective, and honorable citizenry is essential to the well-being of our families, our communities, and our republic. UVA Wise is a public liberal arts college. Our goal is to prepare learners with the drive to serve and lead in their communities, the nation, and the world. UVA Wise alumni are leaders in medicine, business, law, politics, education, community service, military service, clergy, the sciences, and the arts, and essentially every walk of life. And you, the class of 2025, are well prepared to join the more than 16,000 alumni of our college. Class of 2025, since you walked through Cad's Gap for your first fall convocation, you have shown up in many ways for your community. Volunteering at Day of Service, taking ACE courses, playing late-night pajama kickball. Your loyalty to be there for one another and our community will serve you well into the future. Today, you pass through Cad's Gap again. It is my privilege to celebrate your commencement with you. We are gathered here to celebrate not just the degrees you've earned, but the people you have become along the way. You faced obstacles, adapted to change, and shown resilience. These are the traits that will carry you forward as you step into the world. You are the innovators, the change makers, the leaders of tomorrow. The future is brighter because of each of you. Never forget, you will always have a home here at the University of Virginia's College at Wise. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Rector of the Board of Visitors, Robert D. Hardy. Mr. Hardy is co-chairman and CEO of H7 Holdings, LLC, and Level 1 Partners, LLC, private family holding companies that invest in public equities, private firms, and alternative asset classes. Mr. Hardy is co-chairman of H7 Foundation, which supports educational and nonprofit endeavors. Mr. Hardy served as an adjunct member of the Darden faculty and co-created 2 courses. He also taught a couple of classes earlier this semester at UVA Wise. Mr. Hardy and Dr. John Colley co-authored the books Corporate Strategy and Principles of General Management. Mr. Hardy received a BA degree from the University of Virginia, an MBA degree and PhD in management from the Darden School of Business, and while at the university he lived on the lawn, was managing editor of the Cavalier Daily, president of the Raven Society, and a recipient of the Raven Award, and president of the Darden School Student Government. He recently visited UVA Wise, and we're so pleased to have him. Please welcome Rector Hardy to the lectern.
Good morning. Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Good morning. Oh, fantastic. Great. On behalf of the Board of Visitors, I extend warm greetings and congratulations to the students, friends, and colleagues at UVA Wise. As a Roanoke native, it's always great to be back in Southwest Virginia. Other members of the Board of Visitors who are with us today, Amanda Gillian, Dan Brody, and Marvin Gillum, and our student representative-elect, Gregory Pearman, who is sitting in the audience. Gregory wanted to visit the college as soon as possible after being elected to the student representative position, and so we were thrilled to have him join for an important event every year, your graduation. This is a day to celebrate the achievements of you, our graduating students, who are gathered here along with the family and friends who have supported you through this journey. This is my last year on the Board of Visitors. On June 30th, I will have served a total of 12 years, and it has been one of the honors of my lifetime. The trips to the College of Wise over the years have been highlights for me, and I thank you for welcoming me into your community. As a first-generation college student, I can say that my college education changed the trajectory of my life and opened up possibilities that I could not have imagined as a child in Roanoke, Virginia. I love learning so much that I took 3 degrees from UVA and spent some wonderful years teaching at the Dartmouth Graduate Business School. In April, I spent a couple of days here to guest lecture in finance classes, and I joined some students for lunch and conversation as well, and met with faculty and administrators. I was very impressed with the questions I was asked and the engagement of the students I met. Graduates, you have received a first-class education here at UVA's College of Wise, and I predict your college education will change your future path through life for the better, just as my time at UVA changed mine. I've said this every year, but it is worth repeating. We hope, with the knowledge and skills you have acquired, that you will pursue a life of purpose, of meaningful accomplishments, lasting relationships, and personal fulfillment in all that you do. Finally, I hope you will choose a life of service in some way. 12 years on the Board of Visitors has taken significant time away from my business and, frankly, time with my family. But it has been incredibly fulfilling to give back to the school that did so much for me. Give back to your college, your community, your state, your nation, your world. We need you to help make this world a better place for all of us. Today, as you begin this new phase of your lives, we say congratulations, good luck, and best wishes. Welcome to the family of UVA alumni. Thank you.
Thank you, Rector Hardy. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce UVA President Jim Ryan. James E. Ryan serves as the 9th President of the University of Virginia. Since 2018, President Ryan has worked with dedicated colleagues across grounds to craft and secure approval of a new strategic plan for the university, to secure funding and approval for a new School of Data Science, to secure lead gifts for the Carson Institute of Democracy, and is now celebrating a highly successful capital campaign. A first-generation college student, President Ryan received his A.B. in American Studies with distinction from Yale University, summa cum laude. He earned his J.D. from the University of Virginia, from which he graduated first in his class. After law school, Ryan clerked for William H. Rehnquist, the late Chief Justice of the United States, and then worked in Newark, New Jersey as a public interest lawyer before joining the law faculty at UVA. Ryan served as the Charles William Eliot Professor and Dean of the Harvard Graduate School of Education before returning to UVA as President. Please welcome President Jim Ryan to the lectern.
Good morning, everyone. Greetings to Governor Youngkin, members of UVA's Board of Visitors, members of the WISE Board, Chancellor Henry and her leadership team, members of the faculty, and last but certainly not least, members of the class of 2025 and your family and friends who are here. It is an honor to be here with you to celebrate your graduation because you are an important, indeed critical part of the UVA family, and I hope it's a family that you will lean on, rely on, and engage with for the rest of your lives. This is the season of advice, given that it's graduation season, and I know it can be a little overwhelming because you'll receive a lot of it. It's for that reason that my gift to all of you is that I will offer just one piece of advice in the hope that you might remember it. It's advice my father gave to me when I was quite young, and it's advice that I still think about today when I'm fairly old. So here's the advice. See what needs doing and do without being told. See what needs doing and do it without being told. That's it. So for some background, my father grew up in Paterson, New Jersey, one of 8 children in a 3-bedroom home in very very modest circumstances. By his own account, he was not a great student and barely made it out of high school. He joined the Navy during the Korean War, which he often said saved his life because he learned how to be an electrician, which in turn landed him a job with the New Jersey Bell Telephone Company, climbing telephone poles to repair wires. He worked with the same company for 35 years, retiring as head of maintenance and repair. And although he didn't have much formal education, he was a remarkably wise person. He also knew what it meant to work and to work hard. He often reminded me that his first job was at age 9 when he delivered groceries in a wagon. He was also incredibly handy and could fix anything, and he was unfailingly responsible, feeling like it was a minor emergency if his gas tank dipped below half empty. So one day when I was 8 or 9 years old, I came home from work and saw that some chore or another was left undone. It could have been clothes not put away, dishes unwashed, or leaves unraked. I can't remember. What I do remember is that he asked me why I hadn't done it yet. And I said, well, no one had told me to. And that's when he first said what would become a mantra during my childhood. Jim, or Jimbo, as he called me then, you should see what needs doing and do without being told. I remember thinking that was a strange, if not impossible goal, because it meant that what you were supposed to do was open-ended instead of clearly defined. I instinctively preferred a system where someone gave me a list, I checked it off, and I was done. Or even a system where I wouldn't feel obliged to do anything until my mom yelled at me to put my clothes away. You kind of knew where you stood in that system. But my father's view was different. And throughout the rest of my childhood, if there was something left undone, he would repeat his mantra. I can't tell you how many times he would look at some piece of unfinished work and then look my way, shrug his shoulders a little and say, not to me directly, but loud enough for me to hear, sees what needs doing and does it without being told. Not so subtly suggesting that I should be the kind of person who does just that, which my father was. There was nothing he wouldn't tend to if it needed to be done, from changing oil in our car, to painting the house, to fixing the plumbing, to lending a hand to a neighbor, to volunteering in the community, all without waiting to be asked. He lived a rewarding life because of it and died a beloved husband, father, and friend. I pass along this advice because, as I said, it stuck with me for 50 years, so I'm hoping it's memorable to some of you as well. But I also share the advice because I think it will be practically useful to you in many aspects of your life. I promise, for example, that it will be useful in your first job after college and every job after that. The difference between a good colleague and a great colleague is that the great one sees what needs doing and does it without being told, which is to say that the great colleague is a person who doesn't just wait for orders but takes initiative. The person who does things even if they're not going to get credit for it, and the person who sees beyond what they've been asked to do and understands what the goal is and goes above and beyond to help achieve that goal. You should do this, whether you get noticed for it or not, but I promise you'll get noticed for it if you approach work this way. The advice is also useful in your relationships with family and friends. Not everyone is always going to ask you for help, even when they need it. They might be too shy or too proud. But I guarantee you'll see at times, if you're paying attention, that someone you care about is struggling and could use some help. If you see what needs to be done before being told, even if it's just asking how you can help, you're going to be a better friend, a better son or daughter, and a better parent. And last, it will be useful for you when you have a chance to lead, as you will, undoubtedly, at some point. The difference between a good leader and a great one is that the latter can see what needs doing, and they'll do it before having to be told, meaning before they're pushed to do it or before colleagues or consultants assure them that doing it will be good for them. Because if you're focused on what needs to be done and on doing it without being told, you're focused not on yourself, but you're focused on the right thing to do, on what needs to be done for the people or the organization you're leading. A friend of mine who was a terrific leader told me years ago that contrary to what you might think, it's not that hard to figure out the right thing to do. The hard part is having the courage to do it. I have found that to be true. I've also found that my father's advice of seeing what needs to be done and doing it without being told helps me summon the courage to do the right thing, and I bet it will for you as well. Now, to practice what I have been preaching, I see right now that what I need to do is stop speaking, even before Chancellor Henry tells me to, so I am going to end my remarks right here. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope you too will remember and benefit from my father's advice as much as I have. I hope, in short and in sum, that you will live your life seeing what needs doing and doing it without being told. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Ryan. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Marcia Gillum, a graduate of Clinch Valley College class of 1982 and chair of the UVA Wise College Board. Ms. Gillum was a founding partner of CSE Insurance Agency and president of CSE Financial Services until its merger with THG in 2013. She now serves as a risk manager in THG's Abingdon office. She is a benefactor who gives her time, treasure, and talents to many initiatives at our college. Marcia, please share your greetings on behalf of the College Board.
Governor Youngkin, Senator Todd Killian, Delegate Terry Kilgore, Rector Robert Hardy, Board of Visitor members Daniel Brody, Marvin Gillum, Amanda Pillion, President Ryan, UVA Wise College Board, Chancellor Henry, distinguished platform party, faculty and staff, parents and guests, and especially members of the class of 2025. I bring you greetings on this special day on behalf of the University of Virginia's College of Wise Board. Our board of talented and devoted citizens is committed to supporting our college in its mission of student success and service to our region. We are so grateful to be with you and your families to share your joy and celebrate this milestone. We would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to each graduate here today. Your hard work, dedication, and perseverance has brought you to this pivotal point. You have faced challenges, obstacles, and achieved remarkable success. Today, we celebrate you and your accomplishments. I also want to acknowledge the unwavering support of your family and friends. Their encouragement and belief in you have been instrumental in your journey. To the faculty and staff, thank you for your commitment to nurturing these and guiding these bright minds. Your passion for education and mentorship has made a lasting impact. Graduates, as you reflect on your time here, remember the lessons learned both inside and outside the classroom, the friendships forged, the late-night study sessions, the moments of doubt and triumph. All these experiences have shaped you into the individuals you are today. You have grown not only academically, but also personally and professionally. Allow me to share a humorous parable that I believe resonates with this moment. There was once a group of students who were about to graduate from college. They were excited, but also nervous about their future. One day, the professor decided to give them a final lesson. The professor handed each student a balloon and asked them to print their names on it. Then, the professor collected all the balloons and put them in a room. The students were given 5 minutes to find the balloon with their name on it. Chaos ensued as everyone frantically searched for their own balloon, but no one could find theirs in time. The professor then asked the students to try a different approach. This time, they were to pick up any balloon and give it to the person whose name is on it. Within minutes, everyone had their own balloon. The professor smiled and said, "This is a lesson for you as you step into the world. You will face challenges and uncertainties, but remember that success often comes from helping others and working together. When you support each other, you will find your own goals are more easily achieved. Step into the next chapter of your lives, remember that this is just the beginning. The world is full of opportunities waiting to be seized. Whether you're entering the workforce, continuing your education, or embarking on new adventures, Carry with you the values and knowledge you have gained here. Be bold, be curious, and never stop learning. You are future leaders, innovators, and change makers. Your potential is limitless, and your impact will be profound. Embrace challenges ahead with confidence and resilience. Believe in yourself and your ability to make a difference. Remember that success is not just measured by achievements, but by the positive influence you have on others. Congratulations, graduates, and may your journey be filled with success, joy, and fulfillment. Godspeed.
Thank you, Marcia. Now it is my pleasure to introduce William Rudisil, the president of the UVA Student Government Association. Will is a native of Toccoa, Georgia, and has embodied the University of Virginia's College at Wise mission while serving his fellow students as president of the college's SGA. A third-year transfer student majoring in history with minors in secondary education and sports management, Will also serves as senior resident assistant, president of the Darden Society, and an offensive lineman with the UVA Wise football team. Please join me to share greetings on behalf of the student body.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good morning. Governor Youngkin, President Ryan, Chancellor Henry, members of the board, faculty and staff, proud family and friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Welcome to Commencement. My name is William Rudisil, and I've had the honor of serving as the 2024-2025 Student Government Association President. Today we gather not just to celebrate academic achievement, but to recognize the determination, resilience, and spirit that have brought each of you to this milestone. Whether you chose UVA Wise because it was close to home, to compete on one of our Highland Cavalier athletic teams, or to be a part of one of our world-class academic departments, your journey here has mattered. This achievement is more than a degree. It is a symbol of every challenge you faced and overcame. Education is often called the gateway to opportunity, and today you stand on the threshold of endless possibilities. Reflecting on your time here, I'm sure each of you has moments etched in your memory. The memories may consist of passing the biochemistry final you didn't think you could pass, completing your major's capstone project, late night stay for a math test, racing against the clock to finish a paper, and the last minute procrastination before a final exam. For some others of you, these memories may consist of extracurricular activities, such as baseball and volleyball making the South Atlantic Conference tournament for the first time in program history, or game-winning shots from the men's basketball team to secure a spot in the South Atlantic Conference tournament. Or maybe it was playing intramurals with Tony, Zach, and Nick, or maybe it was being involved in numerous clubs on campus, or committing to community service through the college's day of service. These experiences not only tested your limits and revealed your strength, but they also developed you into the individual that you are today. But you didn't do it alone. In achieving your goals, maybe you had a professor that offered words of encouragement when you needed the most. Or maybe it was a coach, an athletic trainer, or a staff member who made sure you were supported and had the resources you needed to be successful. Or maybe it was the friends who stuck with you through every up and down. Or maybe it was your family's unwavering love who carried you through. This is the foundation of UVA Wise, a community of special people coming together to ensure every student has what they need to be successful. The community of UVA Wise not only leads students to success, but they also lead and create opportunities for students to further develop themselves. The opportunities you found here, like those internships that got established through faculty help, your published research, your friendships that will last a lifetime, mentors who shaped your future, networks that will open doors, began with a simple but powerful decision. You said yes. Yes to growth, yes to resilience, yes to learning from failure, yes to believing in your future. But that one decision has led you to this moment. By saying yes, you've committed to achieving your dreams, no matter the cost. As you begin your next journey in life, take the memories with you. The all-nighters, the procrastinated projects, the group study sessions, the late-night breakfasts, the games, the performances, the celebrations, and the challenges. Remember the times you struggled and the times you soared. Remember that this campus, with all of its people and spirit, will always be a part of your story. It's only when we remember the struggles of our past that we can adequately be prepared for what is to come. Now as you leave UVA Wise, I challenge you to carry the values that brought you here. Hard work, perseverance, dedication, and belief in yourself. These are the same qualities that will guide you through every future challenge. Don't hesitate to lean on the lessons you've learned, and most importantly, encourage others to say yes to their own journeys. A wise author once wrote, "You're off to great places. The day is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Wherever life takes you, know that you always have a home here on the mountain in Southwest Virginia. On behalf of the Student Government Association and the entire student body, congratulations, class of 2025. We are so proud of you and wish you the best in your future endeavors. Once a Cav, always a Cav. Thank you and congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our honorary student speaker, Ms. Inez Latapia Izquierdo. An international student and accomplished student athlete, Inez transferred to UVA Wise and in just 2 years has become a dynamic force on campus, excelling academically and contributing meaningfully to student life. She's a member of the women's basketball team, a senior senator in the Student Government Association, a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, the Debate Society, an inductee of both the National Society of Leadership and Success and the Darden Society. Inez also served as the social media chair for International Week, developing content and organizing events to celebrate students from abroad. She managed social media for the Business and Economics Department and worked as a receptionist at the Wellness Center, contributing to the daily life of students in both academic and wellness spaces. Her leadership has been recognized with several campus awards, including the Unsung Hero Award and the SGA Service Award. Inez will graduate today, summa cum laude, with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration. Inez, please join me to share your thoughts with your fellow students.
Good morning, everyone, faculty, staff, families, and to my fellow graduates of the class of 2025. I'm from Spain, so if I pronunciate something wrong, just know I meant to say it that way. It is an honor and a privilege to stand here today as a representative of this resilient, passionate, and inspiring group of people. Today is not just a celebration of what we have accomplished, but also the journey that led us here and the path that we will continue to create moving forward. I want to take a moment to thank the professors and staff who supported us every step of the way, who showed us not just how to succeed academically, but how to grow as individuals. Thank you to our families and friends for believing in us when we doubted ourselves and for cheering on us through every challenge. And a huge thank you to the donors whose generosity has made it possible for students like me to get a college education without financial struggle. Your support truly makes a life-changing difference, and we're deeply grateful. As I look around, I'm filled with pride, ambition, and some nerves, just like I felt on my first day here, and as I'm sure many of you feel that way now and did then. But my experience, I was completely aware of how much this place would change me. I came here from another country, chasing opportunities, education, and a chance to grow, not only as a student or an athlete, but as a person. And what I found was so much more. UVA Wise became my home. This campus became my community, and all of you became family. In my time here, I pursued a degree in Business Administration with a minor in marketing, and I'm proud to graduate summa cum laude. But my experience went far beyond the classroom. I had the privilege to serve as senior senator for the Student Government Association, where I learned to advocate for others and use my voice to make an impact. Being part of the women's basketball team taught me resilience, teamwork, and discipline. As part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, I learned how to lead off the court and support my fellow athletes. Through the National Society of Leadership and Success and the Debate Society, I developed my communication and leadership skills. And while working at the UVA Wellness Center and managing social media for the Business Department and International Week, I had a chance to connect with people from many backgrounds and cultures. Each of these experiences pushed me to grow and helped shape the confident woman standing here today. But these accomplishments didn't happen by chance. They happened because of the environment that UVA created for all of us. An environment of support, growth, and belonging. Whether it was staying late to finish a group project in the library, getting advice from professors who always made time for us, getting a break at any activity going on campus, leading up teammates during tough practices, or finding comfort in late-up talks with roommates about our future. These were the everyday moments where we pushed each other to grow, reminded one another that we were not alone, and made this campus feel like home. And I'm proud to say that we're proof that when we lift each other up, we all rise together. Here, I've learned that success is not just about what's written on a diploma. It's about character. It's about showing up every day with purpose. It's about taking the opportunities we're given and turning them into something meaningful. It's about lifting others as you rise. I know I'm not the only one who's changed. Look around. We're not the same people who first walked onto this campus. We're stronger, wiser, more confident, and more ready than ever. To the students who doubted themselves, we kept going. To the athletes who pushed through injuries and hard moments. To the leaders who stood up even when they were afraid. This is your moment. Before I close, I want to thank the people who have supported me through every step of the way. To my grandma, Yaya, every time was birth this year was for you. To my brother, thank you for always one more for me. To my mom and dad, even though you don't understand what I'm saying right now, gracias, thank you, for always believing in me and supporting my dreams, no matter how far they took me from home. To Candy Stadler, Sarah Smith, Tina Fast, Gurkin McCallum, and Krista Gardner, or how I like to call her, my UVA wise mom, thank you for your guidance, support, and kindness. You have each played a part in shaping my journey, and I'm forever grateful for you. Thank you, UVA wise, for the memories, the challenges, the lessons, and the love. Now, class of 2025, we're ready, we're capable, and we're just getting started. Congratulations.
In the quiet, misty morning,
keynote speaker, the Honorable Glenn Youngkin. Governor Youngkin has a distinguished background in both business and public service. Born in Richmond and raised in Virginia Beach, he holds undergraduate degrees in mechanical engineering and managerial studies from Rice University and an MBA from the Harvard Business School. Prior to being inaugurated as governor in January 2022, Governor Youngkin worked at the Carlyle Group for 25 years, serving as co-CEO. Since being inaugurated as governor, he has made many visits to Southwest Virginia, including several to UVA-wise. He has facilitated significant business investments, leading to job growth, as well as prioritized law enforcement and education. Please join me in welcoming Governor Youngkin to UVA-wise's commencement. Governor, please come forward.
Well, good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is excited as I am this morning, and I'm so happy to see all of you here because I know there may have been a little celebrating last night. So thank you for getting up and coming to your graduation. Chancellor Henry, thank you for the warm introduction. Rector Hardy, President Ryan, to the professors, faculty, parents, and friends, all of the guests that are here in support of our graduates, and above all to the class of 2025, I can't tell you what an honor it is to be here with you. What a privilege to be back in Southwest Virginia once again. I stare at these mountains, and a prayer comes to my heart every single time as I look up to these hills and I know where my help comes from. Because my help comes from the Lord. And therefore, today we stand here together. Together marking a moment where you are all stepping into your futures. And I have to say, what a future it will be. And so let me start by simply saying to the class of 2025, congratulations. There are so many people here in this packed arena that are so proud and so happy, and they are your parents. For years, your parents have dreamed of this day. They planned, they prayed, they sacrificed, and they are seeing their hopes and prayers realized by your accomplishments. And because they have been there loving and supporting you every step of the way, I would ask you all to please stand up and say thank you to your parents for a rousing round of applause. Before you sit down, we are stealing a little bit of the limelight from mothers, because tomorrow is Mother's Day. And so please give a special thanks to your moms. And for those of you that have forgotten that tomorrow is Mother's Day, you still have one shopping day left and you can thank me later. Now, there has been a journey for you to get here. Special memories that not only have contributed to this day of celebration on earning your degree, but also the experiences that have made your time at UVA-wise even more special. From fueling up at PALS before heading back to the SLEP Student Center for, yes, late night studying, for cheering for the Cavaliers here in Pryor Convocation Center, or getting out to hike High Knob and explore the beautiful vistas of Southwest Virginia, for grabbing tacos, tamales, and maybe a spicy margarita or two in El Dorados, to competing in this year's lip sync battle. And I have to say, yes, Chancellor, I was struck by the idea that there was the very first late night pajama kickball tournament this year. I don't know who won, but if you won, raise your hand so we can congratulate you. There we go. All of these experiences and memories you will bring with you and cherish for a lifetime. You will cherish them as you leave this good place and head out into our exciting world, this exciting world of opportunity that awaits you. But let me be very, very clear. This exciting world needs you desperately. It needs everything that you bring, your God-given talents and skills and your character. You see, I am a firm believer that we can never know where we're going unless we know where we have come from. And that's why on each of your seats there's a book. There's a book entitled 1776. Now you might ask, Governor, why did you give us a history book? Let me tell you, this is so much more than a history book. This is an action-packed thriller filled with heroes and villains. It's a love story. It's a love story about Americans who believe in freedom and liberty. And this is a story that is the foundation of the greatest nation ever seen. A nation that would become the shining city on the hill, an inspiration for freedom and liberty around the world. So I ask you, please take it with you. And please crack the seal. And please spend a moment as we step into celebrating our 250th anniversary of this great nation and see the amazing feats that went into it. And as you read it, I believe you may be struck by a number of realizations. Think about what it was like for a student who was graduating in 1775 from the only university at the time in Virginia, the College of William and Mary. What do you think those graduates were thinking about as a revolution had broke out in Massachusetts, as Virginia had chosen to go support it? What a moment. I am sure there was great, great fear at what battling for independence would entail, but tremendous excitement about what a nation built on freedom and liberty would offer. But I also know they were asking questions that you were asking as well. Who am I? What do I believe in? And what challenges will I rise to meet? You will also notice one thing about the primary characters of this action-packed thriller. They were not much older than all of you. James Madison was 24. Alexander Hamilton was 19. James Monroe was 17. Thomas Jefferson was a little older at 32. George Washington was the senior statesman at 43. And of course, Patrick Henry, at the ripe old age of 38, stood in front of St. John's Church in Richmond and uttered those most famous words, "I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death." My friends, it was a moment where your generation equivalent stood strong and said, what challenges will we rise to meet? You'll also discover that history does not wait until you're old enough. What if James Madison and Thomas Jefferson had decided they were too young to write the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence? What if they had decided they would let others do it? History would look completely different. And so the question today is not about the challenges that you rise to meet in 10 or 20 or 30 years, but the ones that you are so prepared to rise and meet today. No, we're not fighting the King of England for independence, but through your everyday actions of sacrifice for causes that are greater than yourself, you too can rise to meet the challenges of our time. Now, there are seasons in life. Seasons for school and seasons for taking the great education that you have received and applying it to life. There will be mountains and, yes, there will be valleys. But what you will bring with you is an incredible experience and understanding what it means to perform under pressure. There will be moments in your life where pressure will grow. Things that every day require you to respond with character. The pressure of meeting demands at work, the joys, and yes, there are pressures in 31 years of marriage, and I'd like to thank my amazing wife, Suzanne, for loving me, continuing today. I'm going to clap for her just for a minute. The joys and pressures of raising children. And these moments will come through your life where you will have to reflect back on the lessons you've learned here, the friendships that you've established, the professors who were so much more than an educator, but a mentor, to see the things in life that will indeed help you through those pressures. Now listen, I just want to share two things, President Ryan, so I'll up you by one. Two thoughts that I hope you will take with you as you're on this amazing journey of life. First and foremost, get help. At the top of the list is recognizing you can't do this on your own. You always will need help. Help comes from many places. As I said, I look up to these mountains and I ask the question, where does my help come from? And in my faith tradition, my help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. But if I can leave you with a strong piece of advice, find help in mentors. In my adult life, I've been incredibly blessed by key mentors over the last 35 years. Key mentors that were placed in my life at moments when I needed them. But mentors don't just appear. It's a two-way street. You, in fact, have to seek counsel. You have to share vulnerabilities. You have to create space for those mentors to step into your life. You have to recognize that you don't have all the answers. I tell players on sports teams that the best players know they need a great coach. When our founders started this nation, they knew that as well. They were setting into motion this incredible experiment of an America built on freedom and liberty, not on a geography, but on an idea. And they too had mentors. Thomas Jefferson was a mentor to James Madison. Jefferson hosted Madison at his home in Monticello many times. And it was Madison who succeeded his mentor as president in 1809. George Washington was a mentor to Alexander Hamilton. And he shepherded him through his military staff and brought him into his administration. And they together changed the future of America. Now, let me be really clear. I cannot promise you that your mentor will be George Washington or Thomas Jefferson. But you will find someone or people in your life that will be a guiding light, that will be there when you need problems solved, that will give you perspective. I also strongly suggest that as you are on this path, this next chapter of this great adventure that is your future, that in addition to finding a good mentor, that you stop for a moment and you ask the question, where does my compass point? Where does my compass point? You see, we all have a compass. And unless it is fixed on true north, it will spin. When you have that moment in your life where you are searching for whether to go towards this fork in the road or that one, it is your compass that will dictate the path. And if you don't know which way your compass points, you may get lost. You see, you will have aspirations and ambitions. Perhaps you have an ambition to succeed professionally in business or law, or you want to be a healthcare practitioner, a nurse, a doctor. Perhaps you want to continue to pursue your academic pursuits, or to teach, or to preach, or to serve in our armed forces, or maybe one day serve in state government as a delegate or a senator. Run for governor. My friends, your ambitions and your path will be uniquely tailored to you. But all along the way, you will find yourselves at crossroads. Crossroads that may in fact present themselves from everything from a healthcare challenge, a sick child, a parent that you have to care for, someone in your life who is making bad decisions and therefore requires you to interject and intercept. My friends, that's where your compass needs to be pointing true north. What is it that you believe in? What is it that defines you? What is it that will help you make those critical decisions at that time? Now, this is not a story about history again. This is a story about here and now. And among you, and all of you, are so prepared for this journey. But I do want to share the story of one of your fellow graduates, Jacob Sowers, the first master's degree graduate from UVA Wise to be enrolled in a doctoral program. Or another peer of yours, Callie Berry, a UVA Wise master's graduate who just accepted an offer with Vision Trust International to coordinate mission trips to Peru and the Dominican Republic. See, like Jacob and Callie, as you navigate these major decisions, you will learn that there is a difference between living a successful life and living a purposeful life. Don't be confused. Don't be confused that success equals purpose. Because at the end of the day, you will unlock the mysteries of your gifts and the path that has been destined for you when you unlock the purpose of your life. Today's society spends an enormous amount of time in the pursuit or the obtaining of happiness. A few years back, even a course at Yale was pioneered to go find happiness as the ultimate objective. But all the serious thinkers that I have read, in my own experience, tells me that finding purpose is where you find happiness. So I encourage you to seek your purpose and you will find happiness. And I caution you that if you seek happiness solely, you may find neither. Hard work, sacrifice, putting others' interests in front of yours. What a moment to stand up for the values that UVA Wise has so importantly shared with you and you have learned from. And so I ask you routinely, ask yourself the question, where does my compass point? Now finally, I guess this would not be a commencement speech if I didn't remind you that life is not always easy. You'll find challenges. As I said, you will have a sick parent or a sick child, or maybe you'll have a promotion that you didn't get at work. You'll have a best friend who gets cancer that you have to walk with, and then watch pass away and go home to heaven. I have to say, this entire region is a testament to the power of resiliency and prayer and community. And I come to Southwest Virginia so frequently because I love Southwest Virginia. And nothing has reminded me of the resilience and the power of this community than watching the aftermath of Hurricane Lee, of watching community come together and stand together and help one another at a time when all was lost for so many of our dear, dear friends, colleagues. Therefore, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for the demonstrated service, the acts of love, that have presented themselves during this time of challenge, and the entire Commonwealth of Virginia stands in awe, the entire nation stands in reverence to the character and the fortitude, and yes, the love that we see every single day in Southwest Virginia. Graduating with honors today, in distinction, is Lillian Meade. Something that she was able to achieve while taking on 3 majors and a minor. What's more is that Lillian understands what it means to rise to the challenge. Lillian was adopted. She was adopted into a wonderful single-parent home here in Southwest Virginia. And she worked. She held 2 jobs while going to class, all along the way to earning her degree. And Lillian, on behalf of everyone here, we are so honored to congratulate you in your graduation today. Each of you has risen to your own challenges. COVID was awful, and each of you is here. Each of you has risen to the challenges of a demanding academic pursuit, coupled with extracurriculars and sports and work and all the many things that I know every day made you an even better student here. And so, to all of you who are leaving this most exciting place and heading into a world that I said needs you, we need you too. So in addition to mentors, and in addition to asking what direction does your compass point, please hear one last request from me. No matter where you go and what you do, I personally, as the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, ask you to do it here in the Commonwealth of Virginia to make all of us even better. To the class of 2025, UVA Wise, may God bless you, may He keep you, may He watch over you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this most special day. God bless you all. Thank you.
Governor. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for, it is my pleasure to call upon UVA Wise Provost Gary C. Johnson, who will present the candidates for graduation.
Thank you, Chancellor Henry. Will the candidates for graduation please rise, all of you? Chancellor Henry, ladies and gentlemen, the attainment of the baccalaureate degree is a significant achievement, one that can be claimed by only about a quarter of Americans. For years, the students before us have persevered in their studies and now are ready to receive baccalaureate degrees. They have demonstrated to the satisfaction of the faculty the hallmarks of educated people: a capacity to think clearly and creatively, the character necessary to live as active and responsible citizens, and the intellectual curiosity to continue their own education beyond college. Candidates, you may be seated until the marshals direct you to the ramp. Marshals, please bring forward our first candidates. Alicia Marie Allen. Lauren Kate cum laude. Olivia Grant Baker. Madison Danielle Ball. Michaela Danielle Barney, cum laude. Noah Alexander Bass. Anna Elise Bell. Destiny Ray Bellamy. Patrick Neil Berry Jr. Kaylee Alexis Blair. Katie Scarlett Bledsoe Hartsock. Morgan Hope Blevins, magna cum laude. Taylor Mackenzie Bolden. Devontae Gavon Booth. William Christopher Borgia. Jacob Stephen Boyle. Ryan Lee Brown. Madison Rayanne Buchanan. Caitlin Shea Berger. Sable Cecilia Burnside. Sydney Lauren Cameron, cum laude. Sage Wilson Campbell, cum laude. Willa Rain Campbell. Marissa Renee Cantor, magna cum laude. Haley Renee Cavanis, summa cum laude. Wyatt Gavin Caton, summa cum laude. Astrid Andrea Charles. Ruth Ann Chester, summa cum laude. Corey Jamie Cheatham. Duante Cromedy. Kendrick Thomas Cochran. Lauren Christina Cole, cum laude. Seth Evan Collier. Hannah Ray Brooke Collins. Emily Faith Kahn, summa cum laude, college honors. Ella Cassidy Craig. Jacob Bradley Krause, summa cum laude. Lav Setkovich, cum laude. Kana Janae Renee Davidson. Asia Blake Dean. Bradley Austin Dean. Nicholas Ryan DeBoer, magna cum laude. Tanner Patrick Devlin. David Jacob Dixon. Benjamin Archer Dodson. Mary Elizabeth Douglas, summa cum laude. Elise Hope Dowling. Abigail Jane Edwards. Jackson Luke England, summa cum laude. Russell Erickson. Yasmin Marie Ariziki, summa cum laude. Matthew Nelson Evans. Michael Bryce Phelan. Allison Lee Fleeman. Thomas Fonsa Forbang Jr. Anna Grace Victoria Fraley. Chloe Rose France. Matthew Lewis. Angel Paige Gallagher. Jordan Isaiah Gillespie. Victoria Elizabeth Gillum, magna cum laude. Caitlin Brianne Glover. Dorian Savon Goddard. Grace Noel Golat. Haley Gomez, magna cum laude. Sierra Jade Greer. Alyssa Danielle Green. Gavin Xavier Greer. Donald Stephen Grant, summa cum laude. Paula Leanne Hall. Ashley Scott Hassenfeld, magna cum laude, College of Commerce. Caitlin Elizabeth Hawkins, summa cum laude. Sydney Renee Hazelwood. Charlie Lynn Hobbs. Grayson McKinley Honaker. Catherine Elizabeth Hopkins. Tzu Wei Wong, magna cum laude. Huddleston. Isabella Danielle Hughes, summa cum laude. Patrick Michael Hughes. Holden Isaiah Honeycutt. Alyssa Danielle Hurley. Addison Gabrielle Hutchison, magna cum laude. Nicholas Charles Jackson, magna cum laude. Lindsay Jenkins Mullins. Jillian Kate Jesse, summa cum laude. Jillian Marie Jones. Daniel Jacob Kennedy, summa cum laude. Evelyn Gray Kepley, magna cum laude. Madison Brooke Keys, cum laude. Sophie Marie Cheryl Crease, cum laude. Cadence Janice Legal. Aiden Foster Lane, summa cum laude. Clayton Lanzer Brock. Inez Latavia Izquierdo. Owen Hollis Lawson. Abigail Marie Lester, cum laude. Justin Blake Lazard. Robert John Lotito. TJ Allen Lowe. Yoon Shui Nguyen. Kaylin Joe May, magna cum laude. Sydney Dawn Maddox, magna cum laude. Jasmine Caroline Manis. Chloe Nicole Marshall, cum laude. Ian Connor Maxey. Hannah Blake McGavis, magna cum laude. Kirkland Patrick Milgren. Abigail Hulda Mills, magna cum laude. Colton Lee Mills. Elijah Blake Mills, summa cum laude. Madison Nicole Mill, cum laude. Gavin Alexander Monk, magna cum laude, College Honors. Lauren Emily Montez. Don Moritz. Brianna Gabrielle Matz. Brady Aiden Mullins, magna cum laude. Callie Caroline Mullins, summa cum laude. Dawson Skylar Mullins, summa cum laude. Haley Elizabeth Mullins, cum laude. Kylie Brooke Mullins. Logan Matthew Mullins, magna cum laude. Taylor Jordan Mullins. Telly Mullins, cum laude. Alexis Lark Music, magna cum laude, College Honors. Rebecca Marie Navalini. Sarah Olivia Nichols, magna cum laude. Jackie Maria Nicoda, magna cum laude. Olivia Shea Nolly. Brantley Allen Oakley. Rejoice Abazi. Zachary Paul Owens, cum laude. Olivia Grace Padgett. Atame Pardo. Ashwin Perry. Kelly Elizabeth Parks, cum laude. Rachel Ana Perez. Dana Lee Persinger. Greta Ellen Peterson, summa cum laude. John Phipps, cum laude. Michael Austin Plumley. Michael Edward Porter. Joshua Aaron Potter. Emily Madison Powers, cum laude. Madison Irene Presley, summa cum laude. Victoria Suzanne Quillen. John Micah Raby. Grace Ricketts, cum laude. Jordan Kaylee Robbins, magna cum laude. Brenna Jade Robinson, cum laude. Nia Michelle Altrice Rogers. Jake Garland Dale Woolen. Paige Patricia Rutler, cum laude. Charlie Blaine Sage, cum laude. Adriana Marie Salyer, magna cum laude. Scott Allen Sanders. Kaylee Gail Scarce, cum laude. Zachary Richard Schneider. Anthony Joshua Scott, magna cum laude. Demir Simones. Rachel Layla Six. Justin Lee Snyder. Jacob Duran Spartan. Rachel Christine Sproles. Montana Sierra Stafford, magna cum laude. Ashley Jane Stanley, magna cum laude. Evan Parker Stanley, cum laude. Faith Grace Statson. Aaron Jerome Stewart. Madison Kate Stewart, magna cum laude. Abigail Emma Stoffel. Matthew Thomas Strong, cum laude. Bailey Brooke Sturgill. Isaiah Michael Sturgill. Noah David Sturgill, magna cum laude. Andrew Jesse Sutherland, magna cum laude. Bowen Van Dyke Tarter, cum laude. JC Amber Taylor, magna cum laude. Jacob Allen Taylor. Michaela Leanne Taylor. Elizabeth Grace Thompson. John Waylon Thompson. Esmeralda Valladares. Kelsey Leanne Vanderbilt. Chison Yupang Vang, cum laude. Benjamin Caleb Fibberman, magna cum laude. Vanya Moynihan. Brandon Allen Balls. Alexis Toy Warren, cum laude. Jacob Ryan Weaver. Josh Michael Williams. Braxton Kane Williams. Maggie Elizabeth Williams. Chadwick Grant Wilson, cum laude. Ziever Adrian. Megan Elizabeth Wright. Devin Chance Young, magna cum laude. James Tyler Young. Abigail Zoe Zed, cum laude. Marks the second year that UVA and WISE will confer graduate degrees. The students we are about to recognize are divided into two groups. The first is comprised of students who are receiving both their baccalaureate degree and a master's degree in education. These students are part of what we call our 4+1 program. The second group of students will be receiving just the master's degree at this time from UVA WISE. All of these students will be hooded by Dr. Andy Cox, the chair of our Department of Education. The hooding ceremony is an academic tradition that recognizes graduates who are receiving an advanced degree, usually either a PhD or, as in our case, a master's degree. Marshals, I see you've already got that here. Thank you. Callie Ann Baird. Magna cum laude and college honors. Carrie Briella Boyd, magna cum laude. Cassidy Grace Farley, cum laude. Rachel Milena Green, magna cum laude. Chloe Madison Holmes, cum laude. Jason Lee Powers, magna cum laude. The following students are our Master of Education graduates. Amanda Leanne Abel. Nicholas Lane Badger. Mackenzie Karen Ray Blankenship. Riley McCollum O'Hee. Amy Meredith Cole. Ricky Lynn Hull. John Robert Kilgore. David Brian Lobiano. Devin Thomas Morin. Celine Hadley Rhodes. Pamela Ann Sloan. Lauren Branham Sluss. William Wagner. Will all of our graduates now please rise? Chancellor Henry, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I now present to you the graduating class of 2025 for the conferring of their degrees.
Thank you, Provost Johnson. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors of the University of Virginia, and with the approval of the faculty, I confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Master of Education, respectively, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Congratulations, graduates. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. major milestone in your life's journey, and we are thrilled to have set the path and join you on this journey. Please be seated. It is our tradition to commission our ROTC graduates as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army. I am so pleased we are joined in the audience by the families of our cadets. We are proud of these young people who have made a commitment to their home and country. And thank you to all of the active service members and veterans in the audience. Without further ado, I would like to invite Captain Kyle B. Bernay to lead this part of the program.
Thank you, Chancellor Henry. Cadets post. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, fellow officers, and most importantly, the exceptional cadets standing here before us today. It is an honor to stand here before you on this momentous occasion as we celebrate a milestone that marks not only the culmination of years of hard work and perseverance, but also a new chapter in the lives of these outstanding individuals. As I look upon each of you, I am filled with a deep sense of pride and admiration, knowing that your journey has been one of challenge, growth, and above all, resilience. Focusing on today's incredible achievement, this ceremony is a moment of great pride, not just for the cadets, but the entire UVA-wise ROTC program. Today, we celebrate the largest group of newly commissioned officers in their program's history, marking 15 years of dedication to service. This achievement is a testament to the strength of this institution, the unwavering support of the local community, and the tireless efforts of the faculty, staff, and mentors who have helped guide these cadets along their journey. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you the outstanding individuals who have completed this rigorous path and earned their place among the nation's commissioned officers. Please join me in congratulating Russell Erickson, Paige Rutler, Luke Huddleston, Bowen Carter, Patrick Hughes, Haley Capitas, Brandon Walls, and Wyatt Payton. Today, their names will be forever etched in the history of UVA-wise ROTC program, a legacy built on their determination, resilience, and excellence. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of their families, friends, and mentors. To the families who have provided love, encouragement, and guidance throughout this journey, the friends who have been there through both the struggles and the triumphs, and the mentors who have shaped them into the leaders they are today, we offer our deepest gratitude. Cadet Haley Capitas was recognized as a distinguished military graduate, placing her among the top 20% of cadets nationwide. She will serve as a cadre member at Cadet Summer Training 2025. Capitas will then complete training as a medical services officer and continue her service in Hawaii. Cadet Wyatt Payton was recognized as well as a distinguished military graduate. He will be completing his training as a quartermaster officer and continue his service at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Cadet Russell Erickson will complete training as a quartermaster officer and hopes to continue his service at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Cadet Luke Huddleston will complete training as a transportation officer and continue his service at Fort Cavazos, Texas. Cadet Patrick Hughes will complete his training as an engineer officer and continue his service at Fort Cavazos, Texas. Cadet Paige Rutler will serve as a cadre member at Cadet Summer Training 2025. She will then complete training as an ordnance officer and continue her service in Germany. Cadet Bowen Tarter will complete training as an air defense artillery officer and continue his service at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Finally, Cadet Brandon Walls will commission into the Army Nurse Corps and hopes to continue his service in Germany. In closing, I want to offer my heartfelt congratulations. Today is not just a celebration of your accomplishments, it's a celebration of the sacrifices, the hard work, and the dedication that have brought you here. As you step into the next phases of your lives as commissioned officers, I encourage you to continue embracing the values of honor, duty, and selfless service. Lead with integrity, care for those you serve, and never lose sight of the incredible responsibility you carry. May your futures be filled with success, fulfillment, and the knowledge that you are making a difference in the lives of those you lead. Congratulations once again, and as always, fighting Cavs.
The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Haley Cavness, Wyatt Caton, Russell Erickson, Luke Huddleston, Patrick Hughes, Paige Rutler, Bowen Tarter, and Brandon Walls, and hereby appoints them to the grade of Second Lieutenant in the United States Army, to rank as such from the 10th day of May, 2025. These officers will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which they have been appointed, by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due an officer of this grade and position. These officers are to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as may be given by the President of the United States of America or other superior officers, acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. The Commission is to continue in force during the pleasure of the President of the United States of America under provisions of those public law relating to officers of the Armed Forces of the United States of America, and a component thereof in which this appointment is made. Signed, the Honorable Daniel P. Driscoll, Secretary of the Army.
At this time, I will administer the oath of office. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Haley Cavness,
I, Wyatt Caton, I, Russell Erickson, I, Luke Huddleston, I, Patrick Hughes, I, Paige Rutler, I, Brandon Tarter, I, Brandon Walls,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States,
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States,
in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
grade of Second Lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
which I am about to enter.
which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
At this time, each officer's family will now attach a second lieutenant rank to their uniform.
Oh, okay.
We are now going to perform a unique Army tradition where our newly commissioned officers will receive their first salute. Each lieutenant will award a silver dollar signifying the deep sense of gratitude for the knowledge that enlisted soldiers, especially NCOs, have passed on to them during their training. Second Lieutenants Cavanis, Caton, Huddleston, Rutler, and Tarter will be receiving their first salute from Sergeant First Class Cascarell. Erickson will be receiving his first salute from his father, former Marine Lance Corporal Rod Erickson. Second Lieutenant Hughes will be receiving his first salute from his father, Staff Sergeant Retired Christian Hughes. Second Lieutenant Walls will be receiving his first salute from Staff Sergeant Cody Collins. Please join me in congratulating the U.S. Army's newest second lieutenants.
Congratulations to the newest second lieutenants of the U.S. Army. UVA-Wise Alumni Association is active in the life of the college and contributes to our academic community in so many ways, including of their time, their gifts, and their ideas. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. William Stokes, class of 1974, President of the Alumni Association, who will formally induct our graduates into the Alumni Association.
But mostly, I want to thank you people for being here and congratulate you for finishing your degrees. I'm Bill Stokes, as she said. I'm a graduate of 1974 Cliff Valley College, now the University of Virginia at Wise. I came here in 1970, and I'm straying from my speech a little bit because I heard all these different things and looking through the list of graduates. I was the first one from Eastern Virginia. I came from Virginia Beach, and they kind of looked at me like, wow, got somebody from out there. I looked at the list. We're an international community now. And I congratulate you all for doing that. On behalf of the association, I'm pleased to congratulate you on the completion of your undergraduate degrees, graduate degrees, and military commissions. You've achieved a tremendous personal milestone in your lives, and I applaud your stellar accomplishments. As you now move on into your next chapter of your life, I want to encourage you to just stay connected to UVA-Wise, sharing your new accomplishments with the Alumni Advancement Office and continuing to support UVA-Wise. Returning to campus for our activities such as homecoming, spring swing, and the celebration gathering of the alumni. Each of you is a UVA-Wise success story, and a key component of continued success is giving back a portion of your time, energy, and resources. So I encourage each of you and every one of you to become an active member of the Alumni Association. Although you may not have reached it, each of you has benefited in your time here at the college through many generous alumni and friends of the community, whether through scholarships, athletics, the arts, campus activities, new facilities. Each has helped to make it possible for you to achieve your important milestone today. Alumni giving, though, is whether through volunteering your time or a gift of money, is the cornerstone of the success of UVA-Wise. Your gift of time is invaluable whether you introduce a potential student to the college by sharing your experiences or coming back as a guest lecturer. Monetary contributions of any size make a permanent impact on the lives of all the students. As you leave here today, remember UVA-Wise will always be your home. Our alumni hall serves as a gathering place to make new friends and reconnect with old ones. From personal experience, I cherish my memories of the college, but also continue to make new memories by staying active in the college life today. I'm sure many of you have made impacts. I'm sure you see many people that make an impact on your college life. Please pass on your memories to future students. UVA-Wise is now your alma mater. Each of you helped define its future. And by the authority vested in me, I now pronounce that you are members of the University of Virginia's College-Wise Alumni Association. Congratulations. Something that you need to look at. I never thought that I'd be much of a volunteer. But when I made my life in Grundy, first off started by volunteering doing Little League. Then I moved into volunteer firefighting and did that for 40 plus years. Then I moved off to running for town council and finally for mayor. Giving back to the community gives back your knowledge, and then they can take and pass it on to others. Consider giving part of your life to volunteering. I want to thank you all again and congratulations on your degrees today.
I'm now pleased to ask everyone to stand and sing along with the choir, the alma mater, Dogwood Rhododendron. You find the lyrics printed on page 28 of your commencement program. They've been instrumental in helping students achieve success. Faculty, please rise and accept our thanks for your good work. Thank you to our many faculty, staff, students, and volunteers who have tirelessly planned and coordinated today's event. Congratulations most especially to UVA-wise employees Molly Perry, Celine Rhodes, and William Wagoner for earning the Master's of Education degree, and Allison Jones for earning her Bachelor of Arts and Master's of Education degrees. Well done. Parents, spouses, grandparents, and other family members of the graduates, you have supported the graduates and helped them achieve their dream of a college education. Graduates, please stand and thank your families with a round of applause. Graduates, I speak for all members of our college community when I tell you how very proud we are of each of you. Remember, you are not leaving UVA-wise behind. You will always be a part of the UVA-wise family. Your achievements and service to others will contribute to the greatness of UVA-wise for years to come. You have our best wishes for success and happiness throughout your lives. As a parting gift to you, in your clear bags, the Napoleon Hill Foundation and the college are providing each graduate with the book 1977 by author and Pulitzer Prize winner David McCullough. As Governor Youngkin shared earlier, I too hope that you find it to be insightful and helpful as you embark on this new chapter in your lives. This concludes the program, and congratulations.